Who the fuck is that guy?
I make my own moves, yeah, I'm bossing.
All weak bitches, please proceed to the exit.
Is there no one else? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
We are Not for the Weak.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Not for the Weak podcast. It's your boy James. And today's episode, we're actually going to be joined by some friends of mine that I've known for a while. I actually went to college with Bre Rob back in the day, and that's Rob Tomasello and his fiance Bre McKinney, and they are actually the owners of 44 Love. It's a meal prep company based out of Northern California, and they've been doing it for several years now, grinding away, and now they're expanding into actually retail space for like supermarkets and stores like that, and so it's pretty exciting. It's a cool episode. Jeremy and I talk with them about a bunch of stuff, about starting the business, about what it's like to work with your significant other, kind of the balls it takes to quit your job and pursue something that you're passionate about that doesn't necessarily have a steady income attached to it. And so we talk a lot about that. We talk a little bit about training at the end there, but it's really cool from an entrepreneurial standpoint. Some of the things that they have to say about how to coexist with your partners is fascinating, because you think about trying to own a business with your significant other, and then go home and live your life, and it definitely could provide some stress. But yeah, it's a cool episode. I think there's a lot of good gems in there. Jeremy and I talked to them for about an hour and a half, and I think there's some cool stuff in there. The audio is a little spotty for some reason. The connection was not good for some odd reason. So there are points where their audio kind of dips out a little bit, but hopefully you guys are willing to kind of stick through that and persevere, because there's some good stuff, like I said. Before we get too far into it, though, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a 5-star review, because it helps grow the podcast. But anyway, let's get right into it. Here's Brianna and Rob. Let's go.
What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, man? How are you?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, bro.
That's right. You guys haven't met.
I just follow him on Instagram.
Oh,
yeah.
Just like all his shit on Instagram. Huh? Just like all his shit on Instagram.
Yeah, dude. Gotta show love.
Seems like someone I'd hang out with.
Huh?
For sure.
Seems
like someone I'd hang out with for sure.
Yeah.
He's kind of a fuckboy, huh?
This is my fiance, Bre.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Like I told you too, I'm gonna try to get you like a big name fighter or something that you guys can get on here.
That'd be sick, dude.
We could get Wes from Cali Strength, or like one of the fighters out of CSA.
Yeah, they got some good guys over at CSA, right?
Oh yeah, dude. They got freaking like the House of Champions over there. They have are we live?
Yeah, we're recording. We can basically
right
start.
On.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, CSA is like, well, you've been to our house.
Yeah. Right?
So it's like right down the street. But they have like some of the best fighters. They just had Cyborg was there training for her training camp. So they'll have people kind of fly in and out.
Yeah.
And train for their training camps. We sponsor a few. We have Justin Ortiz. He's in the UFC.
Okay.
So we sponsor him. He comes in every few months, and he'll stay for about 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And train at CSA.
Yeah, they just have.
So we take care of him with food and whatnot.
That's awesome. How many guys do you sponsor right now?
Maybe 15 total.
Yeah.
Guys, girls.
Not out of CSA, but probably like 15 athletes total.
Just
we have.
overall.
Yeah, overall.
How's
but
that?
A lot of them are out of CSA. It's good. I think we've learned to lead people, learn how it goes now.
Yeah.
With sponsoring people.
It's good, and it's good and it's bad in a way. Like, I feel like it helped our business a lot at first, you know what I mean?
Right.
But then you also get a lot of people that...
A lot of talk, and then You know,
Yeah.
you learn that in the first few weeks, and then you just don't know.
Yeah. So how does that? Are you guys signing contracts with them, or is it kind of like on like
Yeah.
Yeah.
month by
Well,
month kind of thing?
when we started, we didn't do the contracts, right? Because we didn't really know exactly what we were doing. But then we learned pretty quickly that the contracts were definitely necessary, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Just basically stating like simple stuff. But ideally, you know, you want people that you sponsor to post because they want to post, not because they have to,
Yeah.
right?
You want it to be an organic kind of thing.
Exactly.
And what we've learned too is that you get managers and like their coaches, all the big people and like NFL players, when their managers contact you and they have all this talk, we're going to do this for you, this
Oh,
for
yeah.
you. It never happens.
Oh no.
But smaller people have actually brought us the most business. People that don't have a manager, they just get more involved and they want to be a part of the team.
Yeah, it's more of an organic thing, like with them.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, like they actually they care about being associated with your brand. Whereas like we've had some big name UFC guys reach out to us, like not them personally, but their managers, basically looking for, you know, sponsorships and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but like really you're reaching out to all these companies. Like you don't care necessarily about us. You're just looking
Right.
for certain perks for your client. And whether it's
Right.
me or if it's, you know, another brand, it doesn't matter to you as long as you get a paycheck.
Right, exactly. So it's kind of like, yeah, exactly. And most of those people, you could ask them, like, have you been on our Instagram? Have you been on our website?
Right.
Do you even know, you know what I mean? They'd be like, no.
Do you even know what 44 Love means? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. That's kind of the biggest thing with me is like, you know, do you know what it means? Do you know what the brand stands for?
yeah.
So yeah. And I think, like you said, like you want the people that are like being part of Team 44 Love is like special to them. You know what I mean? Like being part of Team Gunsmith is special. You want those type of people. And a lot of the people that feel entitled just aren't that way.
Yeah. Well, like it kind of worked with like Jeremy's a perfect example of that. Like when we first met Jeremy didn't have a social media following. He was just starting to do some competitions and whatnot, but he like reached out. He like had bought some of the gear before. He reached out to us and like he's a good dude, and so we're like, yeah, like we'll bring you on. And you know, he's probably one of, like, in terms of like people he's brought to the brand out of all our athletes, he's brought like the most into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so
Well,
funny.
you see him.
Oh, sorry.
He's active, you know?
Yeah.
He's active. He freaking, you know what I mean? He's there with you right now doing the podcast. So obviously all that has paid off, right, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
So how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're younger, aren't
yeah.
you?
Yeah. I'm 21.
You don't look
21?
21.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot.
Damn.
Believe me.
Damn.
Looking like an old man.
Well,
I'll
keep
be
hanging around this guy, man, and you'll be good.
Oh yeah.
You'll be good.
I've
spent-
learned a lot for sure so far.
Yeah. Mooney knows how to grind, that's for sure.
hmm
So that's awesome, man.
It's the,
That's
it's the only way to go, man.
Oh, yeah.
Are you engaged?
Huh?
Are you engaged, Jeremy? Or
No, I just got a girlfriend, man.
girlfriend?
Yeah.
Mooney?
Yeah, basically engaged. Not officially yet.
Not officially yet.
An official wifey.
It's all right, bro. We were in the non-officially engaged for about a year and a half.
Yeah, basically.
We
though.
told people we were engaged, but
Okay,
we weren't.
You did.
She wasn't over there. She was like, "No, he hasn't proposed yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet."
Yeah.
That's exciting though. It's cool though that you guys are like in it together. Like, I don't know, like you've like this. I feel like because you guys weren't together that long before you started the brand,
No.
right?
It's not for everyone. Like, it takes a certain type of couple to work together, and we don't agree on everything, and that's okay. And that's what we learned. Like, we're two different people. We're not supposed to agree on everything. But I think just talking things out and knowing that, you know, we have separate opinions about things and how things should be, and it's fine and it's okay. We don't have to agree.
Yeah.
And also just kind of like separating your roles is like important too. Like knowing where the boundaries are and kind of letting each other do their thing without like trying to interfere too much.
Kind of giving each other free reign over what you're controlling.
Yeah.
Right.
And it wasn't easy in the beginning, but now it's good, you know, and we kind of figured out like how to do it the right way, because it's not, like I said, I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah,
everyone.
Put it this way. Nothing was really planned. Nothing was close to easy in the beginning. We were dating, I don't know how long we were dating for, maybe a year. But like we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment, had 4 stove burners. One of them was broken. So I only had 3 that worked. And it was just a random thing where like she was cooking for me and the food was hella good, right? It tasted good.
He was eating like Burger King every night. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's the Rob I know.
I'm like, you can't do this. This is so bad. And then we moved in together and he lost weight just like that. And he just didn't know that like you could eat like that. He's like about healthy eating.
That tastes good.
I was just like, what? Chicken that I can eat and not have to chug down with water? You know what I mean? And so I was just doing the personal training thing at the time. And I was like, you know, hey, you should start cooking for my client, Brian. He would pay for meal prep to make a little extra money.
I had a full-time job at the time in the city, working with Christian. My girlfriends probably know that I don't, you know. But I had a full-time job, and it was a lot of work, like doing both. And then all of a sudden, it just, all his clients got on, and other people started wanting it, and I quit my job. And my manager was like, this is such a lucrative thing that you're doing. Like, I can't believe you would quit for something like this. Right. And now I'd like, and we kind of like, we were friends. And it just totally ended our friendship.
Oh, bummer.
She didn't understand. She was so confused why I would quit such a good paying job to do something like that.
Well, you're doing something that you enjoy and that like you're in control of, you know?
Right.
Well, yeah. And imagine, bro, like that happened after only 3 months.
Yeah.
Like 3 months of doing it. And then like we were busy to the point where she had to make that decision, and either we were going to pursue the meal prep thing, you know, or it just wasn't going to work because she couldn't do it with her 9 to 5. So it was like, I think that whole week, every day she went in saying she was going to talk to her boss and ended up coming home. And I'm like, so did you do it? And she was like, no, I got scared.
Hard. It was a tough
That's a huge move right there. Like,
I mean, going from like making a comfortable salary.
Yeah, because you guys weren't making like an outrageous amount of money in the first 3 months. It was more like,
oh no,
yeah, we
were living like pennies.
Yeah, I mean,
we could pay our rent. We're like, okay, we're fine. We don't need a lot.
Right.
But then it just, you know, it really paid off, and it's not easy all the time. It wasn't consistent in the beginning, and some weeks were great and some weeks weren't, and it was scary, but. And we kind of figured it out, and it's so consistent now, and it's become like our, you know, this is how we make a living.
Right.
And we're able to kind of branch off and start other things now because of it.
Yeah.
But it's not easy. And I when people tell me that they have an idea, you just got to do it. Because if you think too much about it, you're going to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, you'll never do it if you're just.
You'll never do it. Yeah,
it's just about doing it, and then basically.
I was 22 at the time, and I'm like, okay, I'm 22. I can always go back.
Right.
I'm not gonna. This isn't the end of the world if it doesn't work. I can always go back and get another job. But he was really supportive.
I mean, I had never like kept a corporate job for more than 2 weeks without quitting.
He must have got fired like 5 times, and we were dating before we started this. He'd call me and be like, I just got fired from 24.
That's understandable though. 24 sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My dad used to be a trainer at 24. He said it sucked.
I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, just wasn't for me. So it was kind of like natural for me to stay more calm at times and like not have that steady income you knew that was coming in or whatnot.
Right.
And then, you know, she would, out of our apartment, we got up to cooking, yeah, like 1,000 meals
Holy shit.
a weekend. And then Sunday night, like I would go out on a route and we would pay like 3 other people to go out driving like on different routes around the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm pretty glad I don't have to do that anymore.
You guys got it set up now where you're not spending hours delivering meals.
Yeah. And we found our kitchen in Alameda, and it's amazing. And it all works out how it's supposed to, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we could have forced ourselves into a kitchen that wasn't right for us and been unhappy, but we waited and trusted our gut and found the right one. And the rest was history.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Kind of a learning on the fly kind of thing the whole way through, or is that kind of your background, or?
Well, yeah, nothing. I mean, people will be like, you know, ask if, you know, like, you guys have a professional chef or whatnot.
We're always like, who went to culinary school?
Yeah, who went to culinary school? And
but it's like, so much more than that. And I think people always ask me, oh, you do this on the weekends, so what's your real job? The cooking thing, I always like cooking. You learn as you go. But a lot of it's business.
Yeah.
Not so much cooking, it's a lot of business.
The cooking's kind of like the smaller aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously no one's going to buy the food if it's not good and things aren't, you know, quality and not on point with that aspect. But there's so much more to it, and we made a lot of mistakes, and we learned a lot of good things.
I think once we got to the point where it was like, all right, this is basically going to come down to just like having certain problems come up, like that just became like so natural. Like having like problems come up, and then it was like, okay, now it's just about like, what do we have to do to solve this problem, you know?
Yeah.
And then just sticking to kind of doing that, you know what I mean?
And you can probably agree to this. I'd say 50% of owning your own business is problem solving.
Oh yeah, there's always something that comes up.
Yeah. And it's just how you handle it. 'Cause you can either let the business just run you, or you can run it.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it right, then you're just going to be miserable.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, especially those first couple of years, like it seems like everything goes wrong. Like when we were first starting out, we had some guy that was printing our stuff for us, and they were kind of like a bigger company, and they just kind of like forgot about us. You know, they just missed our order completely. Like it was like a month or two later that we got our stuff.
Wow.
It's like, how do you deal with that? Like
right.
inconsistent people that, and you kind of find along the way that like nobody cares about it as much as you do. You know, like even like the people that you contract out to or that you're working with, nobody cares as much.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your excuses. And like we might send out orders through FedEx. That's how everything gets delivered. Right. Well, FedEx doesn't care about your package. They're going to throw it. Yeah. They don't care there's food in there. They don't care that we spent, you know, hours cooking everything. They throw it on the bus or throw it on the truck and, you know, crack it. But customers don't want to hear about the excuses. So it's really how you handle things.
Yeah.
But yeah, problems happen all the time.
I can imagine, especially in something like with like perishable foods and
it's worse.
Yeah. Well,
it's not fun.
I let her take care of the customer service part.
Yeah, I can imagine Rob getting an angry phone call.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. But
so are you guys doing most of your business like around the Bay Area still, or you said you guys are shipping meals too, or?
We were shipping and we put it on hold because, like we just said, the delivery company, shipping food is harder than we thought. And we spent a whole year trying to get it down and shipping out samples, and it just, everything was cracking. We're like, I don't understand. We know this can happen. We know that like people do this because we refuse to freeze the food. We won't freeze it,
right.
You know, like bad quality. But now we finally got it down, I think. And we tweaked a few things, and we are going to pick it up again soon. But at the end of the day, there will still be cracked meals. We'll still, you know, be missing. Yeah, FedEx will deliver to the wrong house or whatever, but it just kind of is what it is. And
do you remember Mooney? Do you remember Tyler Hess? He went to Bill.
Yeah.
Pretty good football and baseball player, I think.
Right. Back
in high school. Yeah. Anyways, he invested. He's an investor for this company called Vericool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, called Vericool, and they make like all these like super intense.
They make eco-friendly insulated cups. I went there to tour, and he was there, and it was just so funny.
Yeah. So I saw him there and like recognized him, but yeah, he's an investor in this company, and they make the boxes that basically would be like perfect for shipping and whatnot. So
okay.
We think they would, so to where we'd be able to ship confidently, you know, to Oregon or anywhere and not have any freaking meals cracked. So
that'd be pretty cool if you guys shipped here. I'll tell you what, I'd be ordering. I get tired of cooking my own meals, man. Fuck. Every Sunday I cook my meals for the week, and it's just like feels like it never ends. As soon as I run out of them, it's time to go grocery shopping again.
You do your own meal prep?
Yeah, I do all my own meal prep right now. It takes me probably like 3 hours or so.
Like 3 hours?
Yeah.
Does Mooney have you on a diet plan, or
no?
You've leaned up a lot, haven't you?
Yeah. I've lost about 45 pounds, and
damn.
Honestly, man, like it's just all been like trial and error. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to eat? What are my macros supposed to be? Like, I had no clue because I was like you. I was eating like cheeseburgers before going to the gym. Like that was my everyday diet. Was like easy, quick, delicious.
Just let me get calories.
Yeah, like I need the carbs, I need the fats, like to fuel my workout. Especially being like a powerlifter, like I am. Like in my head, I can eat whatever I want, and I don't really care. But when I first started meal prepping, yeah, dude, it was just like when I first started meal prepping, I was eating like a can of tuna. That was my meal prep. I was eating a can of tuna and like rice and mixing it together and eating it. And then eventually I started getting sick from the tuna and I moved to chicken, but I didn't even know how to cook chicken, which sounds stupid because I'm 21 years old, but I didn't know how to cook chicken. And so I got the microwavable chicken strips from Walmart and I didn't have a food scale. So I was like, this looks like 6 to 8 ounces of chicken. And when I finally got a scale, I was weighing what I thought was 6 ounces. It was 3 ounces. And I'm like, fuck, no wonder I'm hungry every 5 seconds.
Wow.
It was terrible.
That's funny, dude.
But now everything's dialed in, man. I got a food scale. I got all the shit I need, all my measuring cups, all my chicken. I just cut all my chicken up and I cook it, and I've like messed around with like ingredients and stuff to make my chicken taste better, because like as you guys know, it gets very boring eating the same shit, you know, or I'll switch it up to like beef or turkey or something. But yeah.
Then you got Mooney over here, Chef Mooney.
With the steak and the potatoes and carrots. God,
Mooney could cook pretty good back in college. Out of all of us, I think Mooney could cook pretty good.
I could cook all right. I'm too lazy though nowadays. Like it's especially like when you start prepping food, it's like I could make this really nice, like and delicious, but it's gonna take me like an extra 15-20 minutes or whatever. So it's like just.
For a while, I was just throwing these fat chicken breasts in the pot and boiling them all, and then cutting them up. But that was so plain, dude. The amount of mustard I went through, jeez, bro. Like a whole thing of mustard every day. It was crazy, and hot sauce.
That's kind of what we like learned though with this process is the area. There's a ton of meal prep companies. In
100%. There's one every day. It seems like.
They're all the same though, because they all cater towards a bodybuilder diet.
Right.
Brown rice, white rice, and chicken and asparagus. We don't eat like that. I can't eat like that. I just can't force myself to act like I like that because I don't.
No,
and we just realized we do a NFL combine prep every year. It starts again in January. They're eating like 10,000 calories a day. And we're like, there are athletes out there that want to eat like this. Like, this is normal. Like, it's not just NFL players. And so we launched a whole line of higher calorie meals that aren't just boring.
Cool. Yeah.
When week we launched it, we did like triple what we normally do. And we're like, oh my gosh, we are onto something here. Because everyone wants like keto, no carb, like really small portions. And I think that people are starting to realize that carbs aren't bad for you.
Oh yeah, and that's a huge push in the market nowadays.
It just depends on your diet. Yeah, and everyone's different. But we don't really believe that, carbs are as bad for you. I think at certain points of the day or depending on your schedule, like it's good to weed them out sometimes. But like overall, they're not the enemy. And a lot of people do need them. Like high performance athletes need the extra stuff.
Yeah, especially when you think about like if you're eating like a mass quantity, like 10,000 calories, like that's a lot of calories to just do like brown rice and chicken. Like
it's bad.
You're gonna be eating all day.
That's like 15 meals.
Yeah, that's it. That makes me sick just thinking about that.
But even before she came out with the performance meals, like I think what separated us was like. She had like, it was my favorite for a while, but like the chicken Parmesan.
That sounds good right now.
Yeah. The noodles are squash noodles, right?
Okay.
So they're not actual noodles.
Right.
And the chicken Parmesan tasted bomb, like real chicken Parmesan.
We just found a lot of substitutions.
It's good for you.
A regular flour. We use almond flour and just really like finding healthier.
Yeah.
Meal prep companies that are like, protein pancakes. Here's the syrup I use. We're going to put with the pancakes. And it's like, that's not good for you. Like, it's not. At the end of the day, you're better off going to McDonald's and getting the exact same thing.
Yeah. No, it's true. You don't see. I don't know. When I've done some of the meal prep companies before, and you just don't. I don't know. You don't see super like diverse options when you're going to get like some meals sent to you. And so that's like the biggest issue with like sticking to like a plan is like, do you enjoy it? Because you have to enjoy it if you're going to stick with it over an extended period of time.
That's been the biggest issue for me is like chicken and rice and vegetables. I'm like, fucking A, I just don't want to eat this every single day. Like it got so hard and I didn't even realize like, wow, maybe I could switch things up and not eat chicken every single day and eat like ground turkey, or I'll eat like even just like eating ground chicken instead of just like chunks of chicken that I've cut up is way different for me.
Yeah. Right. There's a lot of people out there that can do that and eat the same thing every day, but
that's crazy to me.
I can't do it.
There's no way, dude. I get
unless you're training for something specific where like it really like you like life, like I don't know, like you're making your money from that or something.
Yeah
like bikini competitors, all the power to them, because I don't know how they do it. Their diets are so strict, and that is something that I could never achieve. But
well, yeah. I mean, Mooney, Chrissy's done a couple competitions, right?
Yeah. And when it gets down to the end of it, it's you could tell it's like she's done. She's ready to be done with it.
It's brutal, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, you've done your competitions too.
Yeah, and you realize I don't know. It wasn't too bad. Like I'm all right with eating the same thing every day. Like I don't know. When I was doing my last competition, I was eating like tilapia and sweet potato like 6 times a day, and it's just like I was all right. I can eat the same thing every day. But then
was that physique?
Yeah,
that was physique, right?
Men's bikini,
yeah.
Men's bikini,
yeah.
Nice.
But it's one of those things that like once you get out of the routine of that, like once I stopped eating like that, now it's really hard for me to stick to like just eating the same thing every day. Like now I'm like I'll take a pizza today, or I'll have some cereal.
I'm hella hungry right now, honestly. Speaking of which,
it's making you hungry right now,
dude. Yeah, he said chicken Parmesan. I'm like, ooh, this sounds good.
Yeah, I know, man. See, if we had a fridge in there, you could just go grab one right now.
No.
So someday, soon, maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are making some big moves. Maybe coming up this way, right? That's what you were saying.
What's that?
You're making some big moves and getting out of the Bay Area.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely. Neither of us would mind moving to Oregon. Getting out of the Bay Area, dude. It's so overpopulated here, and it's just rent's ridiculous. So we've already been talking about moving, and then we're starting up a new business, which is basically branched off of 44 Love, and it's going to be called Love Snacks.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Which is
I like that.
I'll let Brianna explain it to you.
We haven't really launched it at all.
Wait, can you get closer to the mic?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're in the testing phase right now, and we came out with these. It's basically like an overnight oat. Okay. But we started doing some different flavors on the website, but we kind of took it a step further, and it's going to be packaged just like a yogurt, but there's pea protein, chia seeds, the base is oats and banana. Can't give away all the ingredients.
Right, no.
But it's all cold soaked, and there's 3 different sizes. So there's a powerlifting size, which is like a high calorie breakfast. He eats 2 of them. And then
of course he does.
Yeah. And then it's also going to be packaged like a yogurt. And then there's also an instant oatmeal one, where it's just the dry flavors that you can just stock up on. But it's in the testing phase at the National Food Lab, and that takes 6 months. And we're really doing things the right way. We got a little bit of funding for this, an amazing partner. And we didn't have any funding for 44 Love. It was totally us. But a lot of good things happening. But can't really say too much right now. But
how does that testing phase work? What is
crazy.
that? What is that for exactly?
It's stressful.
Dude, we're basically
you get exactly the macros and every single thing. It gives you a full detailed panel of exactly what's in your product. Gotcha. And what I've learned is that a lot of companies are not required to do that, to put your product on shelves.
Really?
So, yeah. And when you're doing the macros, I don't know if you've noticed, but say you use MyFitnessPal or something else, you're going to get different results using different platforms.
Yeah, right.
And the only real way to get the actual things are by testing it through the food lab. So we're doing a full panel testing. We're doing a full, we're using a non-chemical preservative. It's called HPP, and it's a hyperbaric chamber for food. So it takes all the oxygen out, and it's totally natural. So it'll allow our product to last for 60 days, which is great on the shelves, cold in your fridge. But it takes about 6 months to do, and a lot of money.
That sounds expensive as fuck.
It is, but it's the right thing to do.
A hyperbaric chamber for food.
Who would have thought?
It's a new process that's on the market, but it's the right way to do things. And we just want to be totally transparent with everything that we're doing and make sure that it's 100%. What you're getting is what you see.
I mean, this is something where the goal is to have these Love Snacks
they're called Power Oats, the first product.
Yeah, the first product are called the Power Oats, which you can eat for breakfast, before a workout, as dessert, kind of whenever, right? But really the main goal is to get these things selling on the shelves, out of Whole Foods
our partner,
or Safeway.
Our partner's family owns a really large, well-known food company.
Okay.
And so it will be in Whole Foods. It will be in these stores 100%. It just takes time to do things the right way.
Right. That's a huge move right there.
That's awesome.
That's a big step up from
delivering
meals, and that's nationwide type stuff.
Kind of everything we learned with the meal prep and all the mistakes we made, it's kind of we get to redo it and do things the right way.
Right.
Now that we know, how to do things.
It was definitely that moment where it was like all the hard work kind of.
The light went on, and we're like, oh, we get it now. This is how life works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the meeting with the investor, and, you know, when he offered some funding or whatnot, it was just kind of like, I don't know, that felt pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially too, because like there have been other people that talked to us about investing and whatnot, but we'd always kind of were like, no, we're good, you know, because that's something you got to take too.
Yeah.
If someone's gonna have,
you don't want to just take someone's money without it.
Exactly.
It's not as awesome as it sounds.
Right. Plus, you know, you start taking somebody's money, like they start having influence on where the brand goes, and, you know, marketing and all that type of stuff. So it could drastically change your business.
Right. But this particular person, we're so like on the same page, and we're going to take it the same place. You know, we're really on board with each other about what we want to do.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, I bet, rewarding to see, you know, like the situations that you're putting yourself into now, you know, based off of like all the years of like struggling and getting by with the, you know, like the 3 burners, like starting to finally, you know, get rewarded for that kind of thing.
It really is just starting to pay off. And I think that a lot of people would have quit by now with all the bullshit we've had to deal with. And like, it's not worth it. But
let's make it clear, very clear. There were many nights of, you know, stress. I'm talking like her being so stressed out where she's waking up in the morning and throwing up because of stress.
I developed like this thing where I was so stressed I would just take you, and that was like big fun. But I just know how to handle it, and it like.
That being said, she also, is the reason for all this.
Yeah.
She spent
brownie points right there.
She spent 90, I counted every single day, 93 straight days driving out to Alameda, which is, you know, the Bay Area, which is about 30 minutes from our house. That's where our kitchen is.
Yeah, it's about 30 minutes.
So when we were providing food for the guys for the NFL Combine, she spent 93 straight days in a row going to the kitchen and cooking with no days off, because she would cook during the week for the football guys, and then we would still have like our weekend sales.
Your normal clients. That's crazy.
She's
all paid off.
You guys didn't kill each other.
We didn't kill each other.
A couple close calls though.
Yeah, there were
some close calls.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard, man, when you try to separate business and relationship and all that. So
yeah, like is there a way for you to do that?
What's that?
Did you figure out, like, is there an actual way for you guys to separate that, or is it just so ingrained in your life?
We have date night every week.
That's good.
Yeah. Like
we go somewhere.
Making sure we have like a date night, or like at least a date night every week. You know, going out to dinner at least once a week together. Put the phones away. Freaking
no business.
Yeah, no business. It sucked, man. When we were cooking out of our apartment, it was like you couldn't escape work. You know what I mean? Like the smell of food was there the whole time, and our garage had freaking, you know, food in it or whatever. We were being ready to go out.
We had a ton of fridges.
Oh man.
Yeah, we had like 3 fridges in our garage with food in it.
Oh man.
So yeah, that was really, I think, just we both learned to kind of be like, we still tell each other now, like, okay, I'm out of work mode. She'll be like, Rob, you're really like intense in work mode right now, and I just got done cooking for 12 hours.
Now, and you need to stop talking to me. And
yeah, so just communicating that, I think, was the important part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely. That the communication's key. Because like you were saying, a lot of people would have probably gave up or let that affect the relationship and be done with it. And
right.
It just makes you stronger.
Right.
Had a lot of stuff. But I mean, we put our phones away at night. We have dinner together every single night. After 6 o'clock, no more phones, no more work. And it's just setting boundaries and making sure that, because we come first at the end of the day.
Yeah. You guys got to be in a good place to run the business. So.
Right. And that's where, that was also a huge learning process. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just learning that right there.
Figuring out that balance.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's not for everyone, like she was saying earlier, to do it with your significant other.
Right.
Wouldn't really recommend it to anyone, but then again, there's nothing like, grinding and making money with,
right,
the love of your life. So,
grind together, shine together. That's the
shine
saying.
together. Exactly. So if you don't grind, you don't shine.
No, definitely not.
You guys are like the perfect example of like taking a risk in life, you know what I mean? And like running with passion. And I think that's really cool, especially for like anyone, when people like listen to this, if they're thinking of like any ideas or like want to run with something, but they're like, fuck, my job's really good or something like that. I don't know if this is going to fuck me or not. It's like, just do it. Man,
just do it, bro.
Always go back.
Yeah.
You can always get into a 5 job.
Yeah. And I just think that's really cool. I think that's awesome that you quit your job and decided to do this. And I think it's awesome that you guys trusted the process and have seen this, whole thing through the ups, through the downs, have stuck together, stayed a team, and, to see where you guys are at now and the possible opportunities that are coming your guys' way. Like, that's incredible. So, and it just says a lot, about you guys and so.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was kind of like, she had a job. She was on salary, like 80 grand a year around. And, you still made that decision, just go for it. And I was there, I was pushing her like, she wasn't happy, you know what I mean?
I would come home like crying from work.
Yeah.
She would commute.
It's not a good situation.
To the city, be gone all day, and she would, wasn't happy. No one that's really working a 9-to-5 job is that happy. You know what I mean?
No, I think. If you're working for somebody, I don't think you can ever truly be as happy as you may be content, but I don't think you're not living your dream. I don't think anybody grows up and it's like, I want to, work in a cubicle and have some dude tell me what to do every day. Right.
And like Jeremy was saying, how many people out there, probably really want to do something, but literally just back and don't do it because they literally are just like scared to make that jump, or be like, well, that's just, I can't do that because why not?
Well, I think it speaks volumes. Because like you're saying, you didn't go to culinary school. You guys don't have maybe an extensive business. Like, you've never run a meal prep company. You don't know what goes into that, and so but you didn't let that deter you from accomplishing it, because I think that's most people. They'll have an idea and it's like, oh, that would be really cool if I did that, but I don't know how to do that, so I don't think I can do that.
Right.
There's a lot.
How many times do you hear that?
Oh, 100%. Everyone has an idea. Ideas are like a dime a dozen. Everyone can come up with some decent, idea for a business or a product, but the point where you take that idea and actually put it into motion is where 90% of people fall off, I think.
Right, exactly. I think, it's really crazy too, because like the crazy part is 44 Love. Initially, when we looked up the domain name, we wanted the numbers 44 Love.
Yeah.
Right. Because in memory of my best friend who died and wore the number 44.
Right.
And at the time he passed away. He was riding his bicycle down a hill and he somehow crashed and hit the back of his head and passed away. So
when
all
was
you
this?
guys out there riding bikes, snowboards, skis, whatever.
Helmet.
Wear a helmet, please.
Yeah.
Wear a helmet. Anyways.
How old was he? How old was he when he passed away?
I was in 8th grade, so
Okay.
12 years old.
Dang.
He passed away in 2004. But I mean, I'm talking like he was your all around, all American type dude, you know, all the girls loved him. You know, he was nice to everyone. He literally spent his lunch playing basketball with, you know, a kid who had Down syndrome. That's just the type of person he was. And, so yeah, 44, that number obviously represents a lot to us. And when we were trying to think of a name for the company, she was actually the one that said 44 Love.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was the one that, why don't we call it 44 Love? And it just kind of stuck from there, and we went with it spelt out because that domain name wasn't as much money at the time.
Like $2,000, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, but our apartment was actually on the street that he crashed and had died on.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Ironically.
Yeah.
But so it's definitely been kind of magical in that way too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and
our building number in Alameda.
Yeah, our building number that our kitchen's in turned out to be number 44.
Oh, wow. It's
You
like a
know,
sign right there.
Seriously, that's crazy.
Dude, every morning, like when I turn my car on, the temperature is 44 degrees for like the first 5 minutes. So it's just like crazy signs like that. So that part's been pretty cool too. And having people ask, like, you know, because all these other meal prep companies are like eat fresh. Or, you know what I mean?
There's not really a deep meaning behind, you know, the name.
Not many of them. No, not at all. So I enjoy it. I like when people ask me what does 44 Love mean, you know?
Right.
And then I get to kind of tell a story about, you know, my best buddy that passed away.
Well,
and the type of person he was. So.
And it creates a connection with your, you know, the people that are you're explaining that to, you know, like, oh, it creates that deep connection to the brand, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's key, you know, like if you don't have like a message behind what you're putting out there, you know, there's a lot of other companies out there that are doing the same exact thing, but I mean, you have to have something that separates you a little bit, and the deep meaning or deep message about what the brand is about and who you guys are. That's key, you know.
Right, exactly. And then, you know, that's who you want your sponsored athletes. You want them to represent the brand in that type of way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not about to sponsor anyone that has a huge ego or, you know, is a dick or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not happening.
So. You don't want to be associated with them, and more importantly, you don't want other people to associate that with who you guys are.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people like message me about like sponsorships from GUNSMITH, and it's I'm just like blown away by the way that they approach it on Instagram. They're like, yeah, I literally just made my Instagram profile so I could get sponsored, and I found you guys, and it's like, oh, sick. So you don't even know who we are. You own 0 items from us. You just found us. The fact you told me you made your Instagram just so you can get sponsored makes me so mad. Like, my
is when people will a lot of fighters reach out to us and they'll be like, hey, so I have a fight coming up. Can we just put you on our shorts? And it's like, no, you can't. You're not going to just put us on your shorts.
Yeah.
Or when they copy and paste like the same message to every single person and accidentally leave like another business's name in the message. I'd love to be sponsored by, and it's not you. Yeah. It's like, nice try.
You're like, okay, tight. Go email them.
Try.
Yeah, that's happened before.
Well, I
see your stuff, Mooney. You have some funny people that reach out to you.
Oh man, it's a constant. The problem is that nowadays, like, social media makes it so. I mean, it's diluted the market. Like, there's so many people out there now that are like, oh, I should get sponsored because so and so sponsored, and I don't know. Everyone feels entitled to a sponsorship nowadays, like, for no reason. Like, I think it's become lost. Like, when you're associated with a company like that, it's like a two-way street. You have to provide some sort of value to the company. You can't just I'm not just going to sponsor you for the hell of sponsoring you. Like, it doesn't work that way.
It's got to be more like a partnership.
Oh, it's 100%. It's like a business partnership.
You know what I mean? Yeah, a business partnership. And I mean, dude, I lost, one of my best buddies at the time. We came with our meal prep and started doing well. Dude, I offered him 50% off to start on food.
Yeah.
50% off, and said, if you bring us business, we'll take care of you, like we do with everyone else. Right. You know what I mean? And he felt entitled that he deserved free food right off the bat for some reason.
Yeah.
People, it's so much different than like a clothing company. So I know it's hard to put out free clothes and things like that, but ours is weekly. Yeah. It's not like we send them a monthly package. It's like you get free food or 50% off or 25% off, depending on whatever, every single week. Like, it's an investment for us. It's a lot of money. And,
I think that's what most people don't understand about the sponsorship aspect of things is it's not free. Yeah, it's free to you, but like, I still have to pay for that. Like, so I'm basically paying for marketing, and what am I getting in return for that marketing?
Right.
So.
And then someone to hit you up, like, when it comes to clothes, it's like, dude, you're literally trying to get sponsored by any clothing brand out there?
Yeah, they just want a free.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing what people do for a free T-shirt. It's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really understand it. Like, I made this Instagram just to get sponsored by.
Dude, that drove me nuts. When that dude said that, I was like, your chances went from 0 to negative 100. Like, they already were 0 because of how you approached me. But now after saying that, you went into the negative. So congrats.
Do I say something back to this person and let them know that they're being an idiot? Yeah. Or do I just not respond? So usually, I mean, there's been times I'll say something back and tell the person, like, dude, honestly, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you approached this in a horrible way. Yeah. If you really want to get sponsored by someone, you know what I mean? Kind of explain to them how it works.
Well, I think the biggest issue is most people don't understand. Like you were saying, it's a business partnership. You have to provide value to the company. Like, what do you provide of value? Like, are you super famous? Are you gonna? A lot of people going to see it? Or are you going to grind for us and like tell people what the brand is about and like explain messages? Like,
like me, for instance, before I even got on the team, like Mooney was saying, like, I was just buying clothes because it was a company I really liked. I was like, dude, GUNSMITH clothing, first off, the name's sick. And I didn't really know James, but based off of like his social media and seeing him in the gym, because I worked at the same gym he worked at, I was like, okay.
So that's how you guys initially met? First saw each other was at the gym?
Well, I saw him and I was like, oh, this dude's fucking huge and strong. I'm going to stay away from him because obviously I'm not at that level yet. And seriously, I was like, okay. Because he was like repping 405 on squat for like 8. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I can't do that yet. But anyways, we kind of met after my first powerlifting meet. Him and Chrissy had went to a meet that I was competing in, and it was my first meet. And by that time, I was already like repping GUNSMITH on my social media, which wasn't very big, but like I would just post about them from time to time and like let people know when they were dropping stuff, and talk to Mooney every once in a while. And we started training after that first meet. And at that meet, I wore like our shorts, a hoodie, a shirt underneath my singlet, and like a hat. So I was like completely decked out in GUNSMITH. Yeah. So for my first meet ever, I was completely decked out in everything you could think of GUNSMITH.
And this is before you even knew.
Yeah, I wasn't even with.
Mooney?
Yeah, I wasn't even with the company yet. And then me and Mooney started working out together and stuff like that. And I like had approached him about it. Eventually I like sent him this huge like thought out like paragraph about everything, and I was friends with one of the athletes, and I was like comparing myself to them. I was like, I'm not like as strong as this person or anything like that, but I'm like, I really like the company. I like everything you guys stand for. You as a person, that was like a huge thing for me, was the fact that Mooney was such a cool guy, because I hadn't even met Rob yet. I didn't even meet Rob until like 2 months into being on the team. And I was like, but that was huge for me. It was like, who's the owner of this company? And I was like, dude, Mooney's really cool. We get along. We work out hard together. Like, that just gives me 10 times more reason to be together, like on the team.
Hell yeah.
And I ended up doing a photo shoot. My buddy's a photographer, and I was like, hey, bro, I was like, can we do like some product shots for this company I want to get sponsored by? And he was like, yeah, dude. So we did a bunch of shoots, like some really cool pictures that came out awesome, and me completely decked out in GUNSMITH stuff. And that was like the build of my social media, because Mooney told me I needed to like work on it a little, because I had like maybe 900 followers on Instagram. Yeah. And so then I did that shoot, which started like helping me, and just like continued talking to Mooney. And a GUNSMITH photo shoot, not even being on the team, man. It was ballsy. And I was
make him like you.
Yeah, I was like, I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to post this. I hope like Mooney and Rob are like, dude, what's he doing? He's not even a part of the team. But I was like, I'm just going to fucking do it. Like, show them that I want to be a part of this.
How did you feel, Mooney?
Like that's like the perfect way to go about trying to get with a company. Like you're showing
like when you show up to the powerlifting meet.
Yeah.
He's decked out in all the GUNSMITH stuff. You were probably like,
I was like, hell yeah, that's fucking dope. Like,
I even had my dad wear a GUNSMITH shirt.
Like, we weren't even like friends at the time. Like, but I'm just like, oh, look at that dude rocking all that GUNSMITH shit. That's awesome. And then obviously paying more attention to that, and like that got my attention. And then on top of that, he's putting in all this extra work, and that's the biggest thing, is like putting in the work. And sad thing is, a lot of people don't put in work.
Right. He was showing you, that he would be a good partner and what he could bring to the team before getting sponsored.
Exactly. He's showing that he's willing to put in effort, and that's huge. You can't put a price tag on people putting in effort. Right.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, he had somebody pass on his phone number a few weeks ago and get it to him and text me like, hey, I want a sponsorship. You could text me back. And we're like, is this real?
Like, this can't be real life.
Phone number, asked around for it, and wasn't even nice. It was just like, I want a sponsorship. If you could let us know, thanks.
That's like that dude that messaged you.
Yeah, some dude messaged me
like, you're a joke.
Some dude messaged me like a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and he's like, hey, could you send me a shirt, and if I like it, you guys can sponsor me. And I was like,
you're like, no.
Are you fucking serious? Like, I don't know. I appreciate people having like, like confidence in who they are, and like, yeah, I'm worth sponsoring, but like there's a self-awareness kind of thing. Like, dude, there's a million people out there that, look exactly the same as you, have the same look, same strength, same number of, friends. Like, you have to differentiate yourself somehow.
That was one of the hugest things that Mooney actually taught me. Mooney and like Rob both taught me, was like, it's not about how strong I am, what I do for a living, or any of that. It's like, who am I as a person? Like, if I'm going to be on the team, like, who's going to enjoy watching my Instagram stories or enjoy my content. Like, how am I going to attract people? You know what I mean? And exactly. Luckily I find myself as a pretty charismatic person and personable. So I got that going for me. You know what I mean? But
yeah, for sure. Definitely. And I mean, the cool thing too is with Mooney, he's not just speaking out of his ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I watched Mooney, for everyone listening, I watched Mooney grind his ass off after graduating college. He stayed in Oregon, continued to grind his ass off. And, you know, it was kind of like, didn't hear anything. But next thing you knew, oh shit, Mooney got sponsored by 5% nutrition. And this is when 5% nutrition was like,
back before that, they lost some shit.
They were like the shit. Like they were the shit when Mooney got sponsored by them. And I think that was probably your first kind of big payoff, Mooney.
Yeah, that was the first big move, I guess.
Getting noticed and all that stuff.
That was the adds credibility, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the biggest thing with like those sponsorships is it, you know, it just adds credibility. I think that's what a lot of people, they want that. They want credibility. They want to be acknowledged for, you know, being awesome and whatnot.
Right. But they don't see those freaking, you know, those years that you had to fucking grind for it and
those summer workouts, you and me and the squad back in the day. Yeah,
that's right.
Rob and I went back to college together.
Oh, yeah?
That was after your last season, right?
Yeah. So I graduated in 12, I think.
Yeah.
And so you had like one more year, I think, after that.
Yeah, I had 2 more years.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sick. Remember, I got sick the last, but that was when I was going into my first year at Southern Oregon, and I stayed for the summer.
Yeah.
And I was telling Bre about it just the other day, but dude, that summer was awesome, man. It was just like me. Not many people stayed, you know. Most people went home, but
I think it was like 5 of us.
Yeah, it was like 5 of us. But no matter what, I trained with you every day.
Yeah.
The other like people would kind of come and go, you know. And I remember Mooney started making some cool videos even back then. But I basically had Mooney, who knew his shit, training me every day and during the summer. And I mean, he got me ready for freaking camp in August and everything. So it was cool.
It was a good summer.
Good summer. Yeah, we would work out, freaking train our asses off. Mooney would usually put together a cool film. After we'd work out, we'd go to this reservoir, jump in. It was probably around 40 degrees, that water.
Dude, it was cool as shit. Yeah, that reservoir down in Ashland. Have you been there?
It was chilly. It was chilly, but we would jump in there for like an ice bath after, and then basically just go chill at Mooney's and eat food and
barbecue and play video games. It was the life right there, dude.
It was. I remember we would watch Anna on YouTube every day, and then that's why it was when you got sponsored by him.
Yeah, we watched Rich and Rob Bailey back when Flag No Fail was first getting going. Yeah, he had the mohawk and was just fucking. He was probably like 280, 290, just fucking throwing up a little weight.
I remember watching Rob Bailey hit like 120s, like standing shoulder press, like single arm with the 120s, like nothing. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
strong.
Yeah. We were all about Rob Bailey. We would listen to his music every day, training.
Yeah.
Those are our people, Rob Bailey and Rich McKinney.
Fucking monsters.
So
I think those videos are still up on YouTube.
I think I saw one.
They're on my channel. If you look at the very, very beginning.
Was it like week 2 training?
Yeah, there's like
it was always Rob Bailey music, always.
It's a bunch of Rob. Like Rob was saying, that was our soundtrack that summer.
I watched one where you guys were doing like reverse band bench, and you were doing like 35 for reps or something like that.
Yeah.
I was able to find one of them when I was not too long ago.
Huh.
But yeah, we have like
there's probably 5 or 6 of them.
5 or 6 of them. Yeah, we had like a lower body day. There were like 5 of us. We were like pushing cars and shit.
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah.
Like just it weirdly, like randomly out of nowhere, I was on YouTube and it like had popped up on my timeline of like stuff to watch. I was like,
it's got a good amount of views. I think the first one has like 12,000, 13,000 views, something like that.
The one I watched, which was like a chest day, had like 10,000. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That the biggest thing about that though was the environment. Like just like us all working and pushing each other. Like you don't see that very often, especially at like these corporate, and that's why 24 hours like sucks, because you don't get that kind of environment there.
Right. I mean, dude, I have no workout partner here, and it sucks. You know what I mean?
You don't work out
like,
with Bre? You guys don't work out together?
No.
I'm lucky if but like I work out places. I know it's a bullshit excuse, but I like don't have time. I just don't. I get up at like 4 and I cannot work out at night. If I work out at night, it's just
working out late at night is a tough one.
I have to work out first thing in the morning.
I can't work out at night, dude. I gotta do mornings, but
you're more like me.
And yeah, I never. Her brother's a trainer. Was now he's actually Santa Monica PD, but now she has a trainer. A girl we sponsor, Tiny Tip, is her Instagram.
Okay.
She's cool. She's awesome. She holds the record for squat right now at 98 pounds, I think.
Oh, wow.
Damn, she's tiny.
Yeah, 98 pounds. She would be funny on the podcast.
Yeah, she's sponsored by Slingshot.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I've probably seen her actually. Now that you mention it,
she does record breakers, and you've been to record breakers.
Both
right?
of you have seen her, dude.
Yeah.
She reps Hate, the clothing brand Hate a lot.
Okay. Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. She squats like 400 something, right?
She squatted 3. No, I have it.
Like 4?
I think it was 3.
She had an 800 pound total. That was
wow. At 98 pounds.
That's so crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, 98 pounds.
Almost 1,000 pound total at not even 100 pounds of body weight. Wow.
That makes me feel kind of inadequate.
Yeah. Bad about yourself.
I need to step my game up.
You go to record breakers this year, Mooney?
No, we didn't go to record breakers this year. It was the first year I haven't gone in a while. Thinking about maybe trying to do it next year. We'll see.
Competing in it?
Yeah, I want to do another meet.
You should.
I want to do another meet.
Fuck yeah.
That's a fun meet. A lot of good, nice like good people at that meet. Like
that's like the meet to do, huh?
Yeah. Plus, there's some fucking monsters. I don't know. Did you go watch it this year?
No, but I remember last year. Yeah, we saw.
Oh yeah, that's when you came down. Last year.
Yeah.
Last year when we went, we saw one dude. I think he weighed like 220 or something, and he pulled like 930.
Yeah, it was Dr. Deadlift.
Oh,
Kaler. Yeah, there's some freaks there. Our buddy Tony did it this year. He got a 2,000 pound total. I think he was
2006 at 242.
Yeah, 242. Just insane.
He hit like a 783 squat or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude's a freak. He's awesome. Shout out to Tony if he's listening to this.
Yeah, shout out to Tony. Just jacked out of his mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. How much do you weigh right now, Jeremy?
October. So the lowest I got down to with the whole cut was 245. And then October hit, and I was surrounded by bowls of candy for a whole month. It's terrible. And of course I ate it because I love candy. And so I ended up like catapulting me up to like 257, 258. And now I'm back down to like 254, 253. So.
Okay.
But I feel good though, man. Like I feel better at 253 right now than I did at 245. I don't know why, but I don't know. I feel just as lean too, so.
Right. And then what are the lifting categories?
There's
if you were to compete, what would your weight have to be in?
Oh, if I were to compete, I would either have to cut down to 242 or I would have to compete in 275. So right now, if I weighed in right now, they would put me in 275 because I'm heavier than 242.
You'd probably cut to 242, though.
I probably could cut to 242.
Cut, right?
Yeah, I probably would because I'm so close to it. You know, a water cut, I could probably just with a water cut get down to 242.
And you'd be strong at 242.
Yeah, I would be a strong 242 pound guy. I mean, not like super strong, but I guess for my age division, I wouldn't be bad.
I heard you can squat a shitload of weight.
Not a ton. I squat like 5.
When you consider how old he is.
Yeah, I guess
21 years old.
Yeah, I squat. My deadlift is better. I deadlift over 6.
But
yeah.
What
bench
do you?
is your weak point.
Oh man, I'm such a terrible presser. It's I don't know why. I train chest hard. I hit tries hard, but I've never been a very strong presser. I don't know. It's weird.
Honestly, go ahead, Mooney.
That was Rob's fucking thing, dude. What were you benching back in college? You were benching like what, 455 ish?
455.
Yeah,
strong.
Fucking insane.
I've hit that with reverse bands, the thick reverse bands.
But yeah, that's when I was on, Mooney's training program, during the summer, like what Mooney said we would do. And there were no questions asked. You
were heavier back then too. A lot heavier. Maybe not necessarily heavier, but you looked heavier.
Dude, I was like 285.
What are you now?
Now I'm like...
You're 285.
No.
He's a little chunky right now.
Yeah, I've been putting on some weight. I'm like at 270 right now.
But your composition has changed, I think. Like you had a bigger belly back.
Yeah.
2012.
I had that football power belly.
Power belly, bro. That's why I tell people, they're like, "Do you have abs?" I'm like, "No, I got a power belly."
Yeah, I got a power belly. Seriously,
do you still lift heavy, or because you were doing boxing and MMA type stuff for a while, right?
Dude, when I was getting ready for that fight last year,
you got down to 225.
Yeah, like I had to get all my physical shit done, right?
Yeah.
Like it was like a hell long process, like a long physical, blood work, MRI on my head and everything. But I had just been training and I got down to 225. And my opponent was freaking, I was like, oh shit, I better start eating some donuts. I think I was going to fight in like 2.5 weeks. My opponent was cutting to get down below 265.
Oh shit.
From like 285, That's the messed up thing with MMA right now. And pro MMA, they have a weight class that's 205.
Yeah.
Either 205 or below, and then from there you go
265.
If you're over 205, then you're fighting heavyweight.
Yeah. That's kind of sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Heavyweight, you need to be 265.
Yeah, that's a massive jump in. Oh my gosh.
Massive, yeah.
I was a wrestler for a couple years, and that's how it was. Like heavyweight was so weird. It's like there was like 205, and then there was like 230, and it was like 230 to 285 was the heavyweights. And I'm like, and I was like a 230 in high school, like just due to like cutting for wrestling, I just would weigh in at 230, and I'm wrestling guys that are like 285. I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Luckily I was stronger, more explosive, so
yeah,
that helped a lot.
Did you play football in high school too, or just
I only played football for like 2 years in high school, and I played for like 1 year in middle school. So
okay,
yeah,
okay. You ever try any jiu-jitsu or anything?
Yeah, I did jiu-jitsu for, I'd say maybe like a solid year. And I actually was really bad at it because by the time I started doing jiu-jitsu, I had already been wrestling for like 2 years. So like, you know how it is, like being a wrestler, like you're like, it's more about being like in a dominant position, like having your hands planted on the floor and not being planted on your back. And so for me, I would always like plant my hands on the floor, or in other words, chase the takedown, which is chasing like a jiu-jitsu person into their guard. And so, dude, I get caught with like triangles and arm bars left and right for the longest time.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I ended up adapting to it pretty quickly. So, but still, like I'm just naturally like a wrestler. So
yeah,
it's like uncomfortable for me to be on my back.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that is kind of weird. I've never thought about it like that because I always see these wrestlers like, you know, Austin.
Yeah.
And they make the transition, you know,
pretty
into
easily.
Fighting just so easily. But when it comes to jiu-jitsu, yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's way different than you would think too. Like because jiu-jitsu people who just studied jiu-jitsu before they studied wrestling, if at all, those people are just so confident and just like feel so comfortable on the ground, on their back, in almost any position. And wrestlers, it's like dominant position or nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Wrestlers we hate being on our backs. We hate being on our stomachs. Like we like to be, you know, on top, dominant.
Yeah.
Right.
We're like the ground striking type of people, you know?
Right. Where jiu-jitsu, if you give anyone your back, then you're going to get choked out.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Those jiu-jitsu guys, like, they're fine being on their backs.
Yeah, they're so comfortable. They're like, dude, that's like their preferred ways for you to be in their guard, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's that's a whole different ball game right there.
Oh, yeah.
I think Austin will. He's the only MMA guy you guys got right now?
Yeah, he's the only MMA guy. We have a female that we work with a little bit. She's a local girl.
Local?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we don't.
Yeah.
We were starting
doing
to.
Well, man.
Oh man, Austin's killing it. It's crazy to see, you know, how, because he was always a badass. Like when we were in school together, like he's a fucking monster, and he's just gotten that much more dangerous. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean those wrestlers train hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
They trained hard. I remember watching those dudes.
It's like never ending.
They went to class ever. I think
They just stay in the weight room.
all day.
I mean, if you can get away with it, that's the way to go. Just never leave the weight room.
Right.
It was so funny when we do weight training, like because for the most part, everything we did was like drills and cardio based. Everything between like sprints or doing like takedown drills or doing defense drills. But when we would go into the weight room, we'd have like these circuits, like these like 30-second circuits, and the coaches would set the weight up for us, like for the guys. And if we had girls on the team, then there's weight for the girls. And I just like crush everyone in that shit because I just lift. Because I was lifting like every single day, like on top of practice. I had weight training throughout my school day, and then right after school, I would go to practice, and then I would go to the gym after that and like weight train.
Okay.
And so I was just like so much stronger than like everyone on the team.
So you got into lifting in high school.
Yeah.
Right?
I started when I was an 8th grader. So that's like when I started just kind of like, what is this? What is that? Like, I love this. And I got like hooked. I got hooked pretty quick, man. It was like my thing. Me and my dad would wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the local LA Fitness right before school. And I would train for a couple hours with him. And then I'd go to school at like 7.
You and your dad's thing?
Yeah, we would train.
That's badass.
Yeah. So that's how I got into it, was my dad. Me and my dad would work out together. But
Dude, his dad looks exactly fucking like him. They're built the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Hell yeah. That's a badass dad right there, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you were talking about bench being your weakest lift and whatnot.
yeah.
I've found recently, like, well, Mooney, you asked me if I still lift heavy or whatnot.
Yeah.
And, like, the only thing I'll go heavy on at times is bench.
Yeah.
But I found like for a while I didn't like really do flat bench, barbell like at all because there was no need.
Right.
And then so when I started doing it again, I kind of realized how much form and technique is actually involved in bench press.
Oh yeah.
And how much it matters. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I kind of had to like freaking, I think that's why I was trying to find those videos. I was like, where's that video of me doing 455? I want to, like, you know, how far apart my arms were in that video and stuff like that, and the breathing and all that type of stuff. A lot of people don't think about, you know.
No, I think that's where a lot of like weightlifting and powerlifting, it doesn't get a lot of respect, I guess, because like, I don't know, people just think it's like, oh, he just lifted that, but it's like, no, there's a lot of technique that goes into that type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's more than squatting or pulling or benching.
No, you watch those like legit bench pressers, it's like their setup and the breathing, and there's a whole lot that goes into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Definitely doesn't get the recognition it deserves.
Yeah.
So hopefully, that'll change. Though I think, like,
well, I think it's changed dramatically the last couple of years. Like
with Mark Bell and Jesse Burdick and
getting commercial. Like, yeah, Mark Bell's huge for it, and
right.
But well, you guys want to let people know where they can find you guys, or like social media? And
yeah, we'll have to touch base again. We can definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again because we could go on for a couple more hours here, but I don't know how much more people want to listen to.
I know, right? No, thank you guys. Thank you both for having us on.
Yeah, dude, I think it was super helpful. All that, you know, hopefully people got some stuff out of it. I think, you know, the whole lesson of just going after, you know, what you're passionate about, and what your ideas that you have are, like just going after it. I think you guys are a perfect example of that, and hopefully some people can take some inspiration from that.
Yeah, that's all it was. Just went after it and made the move and went from there, you know?
Yeah.
So
follow us at Love Help Out on Instagram.
Okay.
And be on the lookout for Love Snack, spelled LUV Snack.
Any idea of when that's
We're going to be shipping Love Snacks in the next few months, but it'll be on shelves in the next 6 to 8 months.
Right on.
I'll definitely
I'm excited about that.
Shipping.
One Love Snack, and we can get that.
We'll send you some Love Snacks.
Hell yeah. I love snacks, so I'm down for some Love Snacks.
Who doesn't love snacks, right?
Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Love Snack, and check us out at 44 Love on Instagram, and meet you.
It was nice to meet you too, bro.
I'll meet you. We'll meet you at some point here soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And if you guys ever come down here, you know you're both welcome to stay here.
Thanks, man.
We'll have to make a trip down there for sure sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. Merity, we'll be in touch, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate having you guys on.
Definitely. Thank you for having us, and I'll talk to you later.
Later, guys.
Later, guys.
Later.
All right. Well, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. That was cool.
There are some cool people. And it's inspiring as fuck.
Yeah.
That she quit her job, you know, basically 3 months into the business. Damn, dude. Most people don't have the balls to do that.
I know. Well, that's such a huge, I don't know, that's what I was telling them, and that's like for anyone who's listening, like if you want to do something, like if you really want to do something, if you have a lot of faith in something, you know, take the fucking risk. Like that's the best best thing that you could do in life is take that fucking step. You know what I mean?
Just fucking send it.
Just fucking send it. So much cussing, but fuck.
Who cares?
I know.
Just fucking send it.
Someone said that. Someone messaged me. He's like, damn, you got a foul mouth. I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry.
People that swear are said to be the most truthful people. So we're some truthful fucking guys.
Dude, I cuss a lot, so
yeah. If you don't like it,
fucking truthful. Fuck you. Just kidding.
Whoa, dude.
Whoa.
Just
being truthful. Just kidding.
If you don't like it, just don't. It says explicit on the podcast when you download it. So
yeah, I know.
You should know. There's gonna be some F-bombs.
Yes.
Anyway, appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far. This should be up on Monday. So the Cyber Monday sale is still going. GUNSMITHbrand.com, 40% off the entire site. Entire site, no code necessary. But yeah.
Yeah. Really seriously take advantage of that. Because once this stuff's gone, it's gone.
It's gone.
So we still have hats. We have awesome hats still have shirts and stuff like that. Some limited sizes, but take advantage of this sale, you guys. Because, you're not going to get a deal like this again.
Biggest sale ever.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Not for the week.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm James.
Alrighty.
Stay savage, my friends.